The window of opportunity for Trump haters to stop the frontrunner is closing. In spite of Trump's 7-state sweep last night, some Republican establishment figures still exploring ways to stop Trump's momentum. Former presidential candidate Mitt Romney announcing today that he's going to make some kind of major announcement on the presidential race tomorrow. Here to weigh in, Dr. Ron Paul, two-time presidential candidate and former congressman. Great to see you, Dr. Paul. What do you think Romney's going to say?
Thank you. I don't know. I've been asked, at the end of the last campaign, they said, are you going to endorse Romney? I said, I know him. He's a real gentleman. I like him, and I like his family. But we don't have much agreement on, the issues of foreign policy or on monetary policy. I think he's just going to be giving advice to the Republican Party that we have to find a candidate. I think he's obviously going to try to politely plant seeds that he hopes undermines the Trump campaign, but who knows?
Now, is there any candidate running? You mentioned Trump. Who knows? Romney may throw his own hat into the race tomorrow. But is there any candidate running that you could support?
Not really. None that I know of. There was one, but he dropped out. He wasn't getting the attention
about
that
your
we would
son,
like.
I'm sure, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So no, there's nobody there that's interested in the ideas of monetary policy and the principles of Keynesianism that has really undermined our economic system. I think all this fuss going on is very, very serious. It's a destruction of the middle class, and socialists and Trump play on this. But nobody talks about what happened to the middle class. And you know something about the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve, when you destroy money, you always destroy the middle class. And look at what we do to savers. I mean,
I agree. It's terrible.
We don't give them any interest rates.
Dr. Paul, you and I have talked about this. It's very tough to talk about the Federal Reserve to American voters without their eyes glassing over.
Well, I've had a different experience. I'm convinced they give me an audience of 12-year-olds, and I think in 20 minutes I can convince them that monopoly money isn't a good idea, and why should we give a few people power. And the college kids that I talk to over the years, I still go, I get good reception because they don't get to hear it elsewhere. So, David, I want you to talk more about the Fed.
I'll take your advice, Doctor. Thank you very much. You mentioned your son, Rand, Senator Rand Paul. He put out an interesting tweet yesterday. A lot of people have been scratching their chin trying to figure out what he means. He says, if they endorse me and declare a do-over in New Hampshire, I will unsuspend my campaign. What does that mean? Could your son get back in a race?
Well, I guess he could. It's legal. And, we always wonder, when people drop out, why do they suspend their campaigns? Why don't they say, I'm out of this, I'm done campaigning?
So hold on a second, Doctor. You are closer to him than just about anybody in the world. Do you have any information? Have you asked him whether he's going to try to get back in?
No, and he's not likely to ask me to approve each of his tweets. And I think there's some humor in there, but I don't stand by what I say. You'll have to ask him what he means. But I would guess that the odds of him getting back in. But who knows what's going to happen already? Everybody's been surprised. I keep hinting around that they said, well, which one of the two, is this going to be Clinton against Trump? And I said, well, I think there's still a good chance that the candidates aren't identified yet, so anything can happen.
I just have to ask you very quickly, we're practically out of time. If it's between Hillary and Trump, is there any difference? Would you choose one over the other?
No, I couldn't do it because the difference would be minor. They're endorsed and controlled by the philosophy of interventionism and authoritarianism, the foreign policy, monetary policy, and I wouldn't expect the government to shrink in any manner with either one of them or any of the other candidates, because I've never seen in my lifetime government shrink, and that's why the people are angry, because nothing really changes.
Well,
and
Doctor,
that's
there's a lot of talk about
real changes.
Authenticity. Who's authentic in this race? Nobody has ever questioned your authenticity. That's why we love to hear from you. Dr. Ron Paul, great to see you, great to talk to you. Thanks very much. Stay healthy.
Thank you very much.